Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tiana, and in today's video I am going to be discussing all things Solidcore. I've taken 131 classes as of this morning, so I feel like I'm qualified to give you my opinions and advice, but that's just what today's video is going to be. So of course, don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and we have special guests here. I have Lily on the bed and I have Daisy just roaming around on the ground, so if you see them, don't be alarmed. But anyway, let's just go ahead and get into it. If you don't know what Solidcore is, it is a 50-minute low intensity workout class that is done on a machine that is similar to a Megaformer seen in Legree classes. I would say that Solidcore itself is a mixture of, it's definitely strength training, lots of resistance, but it's not high impact and it's not Pilates. I've taken, reformer Pilates classes. Those are so much easier. I'm not trying to like shit on Pilates, but it was very easy for me compared to Solidcore. So in my opinion, it goes Pilates, Legree, and then Solidcore. So that's my like difficulty span because I have tried all of them, but that is what the workout is. So it's 50 minutes and there's a muscle focus every day. It rotates, it's on a schedule, and that's pretty much what it is. I'm gonna get more into it further along in this video, but I wanted to tell you kind of a little bit about like me as a person, my athletic experience, and how I got into it. So basically, all throughout high school, I was like a competitive athlete. In college, I was into running, lifting weights, just that kind of stuff. I've always been a very active person. Unfortunately, when I was like 22, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. So that kind of limited me in terms of workouts that were going to be, accessible to me, because with the specific brain tumor that I had, I noticed that when I would run or lift super heavy, the tumor area would hurt, and this was like before and after my brain surgeries. So I've had 2 surgeries. I don't have cancer. The tumor was benign but very painful. So I kind of notice even now, like I've had the 2nd surgery and I've had radiation. It's just like that area is never gonna feel 100% the same. So sometimes like I'll still go run, but if I like all of a sudden need to like increase my like pace or go up a hill, I think it has to do with blood pressure. The area of the brain tumor will hurt. Same with like lifting weights. That's kind of like why I stopped, because I used to really enjoy those things, but then with the pain, it kind of became like, oh my God, I don't want to go to the gym today. I don't know if my head's gonna hurt, blah, blah, blah. So then I tried hot yoga, I tried Pilates, Legree, and then I finally stumbled upon Solidcore and I just stuck with it. So that's why I found it. And Solidcore is just like super fun. I've been going for a little bit over a year, so I've done 131 classes in a year, and I even took the classes like during my radiation treatment just because they had a location by MD Anderson in Houston, and I told my radiologist that, and she was like, it's fine to work out, but I wasn't expecting you to do something so difficult. But to me, like at that time, I think I had already taken like over 50 classes. So the more you do Solidcore, the easier it becomes, but it's never gonna be easy. It is a very challenging workout. But that's kind of like, how I got into it. Now I really want to go in depth of what the classes are like, how much they cost, how you book them, what you need to know / bring, all of that stuff. So I don't have any footage of me actually working out because they don't let you do that. But basically you book the classes on an app. There's an app, and basically it has a schedule with all of the instructors, all of the times. So for me, I think classes start around like 5 or 6 a.m. and they go until 8 p.m. in the evening. I like to go before work at 7 or 8 a.m. And each class, I think if I were to book and not have a membership, is about $36, which is pretty pricey. I do live in Austin, Texas, but I have a membership and I used a student discount that they let me continuously apply even though I've graduated. So I pay in total $232 a month for the 12 class per month package. I think if I wanted to do unlimited, it would be around 280 or maybe 300. That girl Hallie in New York City who made a video basically like talking about the wipes and how you have to wipe down the machine and stuff, she said that she pays $450 in New York City for the unlimited membership, which that tracks honestly for like being in a major city where everything's so much more expensive. But $450 a class, I straight up like I couldn't afford that. $232 is like pretty affordable for me just because I prioritize my health and wellness. And I used to be paying for like a lifetime fitness membership when I was lifting and stuff like that, and that was around $200 a month. So anyway, that is the cost. And would I say it's worth it? 100%. I've never seen my body look this good and toned without weights, and I just really enjoy the workout. So it's 50 minutes of strength / resistance training, and it's not high impact, which is good for me because I am prone to headaches. So I'd recommend it if you kind of want something that's like easier on your joints, and if you're prone to like, you know, head pain, stuff like that. But each workout class is structured pretty much the same, but the instructor can vary the sequence based on their experience and kind of like what they want to do. So typically you start off, well, you always start off with your center core workout, which is going to be like your center core, like your abs. So it's about 10 minutes of center core, and then they can either take you into upper body, lower body, or obliques. So anyway, the structure is 10 minutes of center core. I think you're doing lower body for about 20 minutes, and then you do about 10 minutes of obliques, and then about 10 minutes of upper body. Typically, I see coaches take us from center core to lower body, one side, so right leg, then maybe right oblique, and then maybe left leg, then left oblique, then arms at the end. But they can do this however they want. And I will say that they have levels of coaches. So for me personally, I would say, and they're not going to like me for saying this, but I would never take a coach in training class, and I try to take classes from coaches that are pretty like well established if they've been there for like around a year or more, just because they do levels. So they'll have like a senior coach, head coach, senior master coach. I'm trying to take like senior master coach only if possible, because with the amount I'm paying and the amount of classes I've done, I want to be doing more advanced movements, and I want a coach who's like really confident and comfortable, because I've definitely had coaches where they're no longer in training. Maybe it's like within their first couple months or first 6 months, first year, and the quality of instruction is just not what I want to be paying for, number one. And number two, they basically teach them in installments. So a new coach isn't going to be able to give you all of the exercises that a senior master coach could, because they don't teach everything to them all at once. They don't let them make you do certain exercises when they're in their first couple months of training. So that's why I like to take a more senior level coach personally, and I find that with me going in the mornings, that's typically when the senior master coaches are coaching, because that's just like what their availability is like. But that's my opinion. I mean, if you take a newer coach's class, you're still gonna get a good workout in. It's just not really like what I'm looking for at this stage, because I've taken so many classes. But they have like their basic exercises, which are gonna be like lunges, stuff with the bungee, what else? Like, I don't know, like you would really just have to take a class, but they have an array of exercises. Like for example, today I did hamstring curl, single leg press, I did a bunch of biceps. Biceps are easy, but you know, like there's just different levels of things that you can do in the room, and everything is done, sorry, there's like a siren, everything is done on that machine. So there's the machine, and then there's the pit where you put like your belongings, your phone, keys, a jacket, a water bottle. And then there are a couple weights in there for like transitional exercises. I think there's 3s, 5s, and 8s. So you don't really use those all that much. It's mainly done with the carriage, the resistance, and the, what are they called? Like the, like handles, not handles, the things, like there's cables, yeah, gray cables and black cables. So basically like the machine has a gray platform, it has a carriage, it has springs, and then the black side platform, and then there's gray, what the fuck are they called again? Gray cables and black cables. So the instructor will cue you how to do whatever movement with whatever cables you need. And that's why it's important to get there early, especially if you're new, because they explain to you the entire machine and they show you a couple exercises. They'll like demo it. But that's why it's important to like get there on time. And they have intro classes, like 50 minutes intro to Solidcore if you've never been. I never took an intro class though, because my friend who brought me with her the first time, she just said like, you'll be fine, just do what I'm doing. And I was fine. Like I felt like with the Legree and the Pilates, I was able to like pick it up pretty quickly. But if you've never done anything on a reformer or on a machine before, I would definitely say take an intro class first. But overall, I would say I highly recommend Solidcore. I really like it, and I go about 3 times a week as per my plan. But would I ever do an unlimited membership if I just had extra money? Yeah, I probably would, but I would say for going 3 times a week, it's like every other day. That works pretty well with my work schedule. And then also you are gonna be kind of sore. Like even though I've been going for over a year, I still get sore, especially in my lower body. I remember when I first started, my abs and my obliques would be so sore that if I like laughed or bent backwards, I'd feel like my abs were splitting apart, just because I'd never worked those muscles in that way before, because you're pretty much constantly going for 50 minutes. They don't cue breaks. So it's kind of like you take your break at your own discretion. But yeah, like they pretty much like encourage you to keep going. The coaches are all really nice, and they ask for your name when you walk in, and then I think they write them all down so they know who's on what machine. And they'll kind of like come around during class and like give you like supportive touches, or they'll be like, okay, Tiana, like, I don't know, if I'm taking an amplification, they'll be like, oh, who can meet Tiana on her toes? Or like they try to like get you psychologically to like want to like really gas yourself out in the class, which honestly, if you're paying that much money, you should go and give it 110%, because otherwise there's been times where I go and I'm like not super trying, and I'm just like, damn, I just wasted $20 on that class and I didn't even try. So with the amount of money it costs, I would say like you should probably go and try pretty hard, which is also why it's important to give yourself adequate rest in between classes. I don't know personally how some people go every single day or go like 6 days a week. I feel like that is when I would be prone to injury, because I would be using the muscles too much. And even though they'll like do a muscle focus each class, for example, today was hamstrings and biceps, tomorrow is leg wrap and chest, like at the end of the day, you're still kind of using the same muscles, like you're using your center core. They do offer some classes that don't have the obliques section, but for the most part, you're doing core, obliques, lower body, and upper body every single day. So even though maybe one day is hamstrings and one day is inner thighs, like I'm still really sore, if that makes sense. So I really like the workout though, and I definitely would say there are certain muscle focuses that I'll skip. I really like to prioritize center glutes and outer glutes because, you know, like as a woman, I feel like that's what a lot of us care about. But they definitely have a schedule to where you have the ability to like hit every muscle group. So that's really nice. And I would say like the coaches are all very kind. Everyone who works there is nice. And as far as like what to know before you go, just wear like a matching workout set or just any like workout leggings and sports bra combo. That's what most girls wear there. Grip socks are optional. I've actually come to really like grip socks because one, I feel like I can grip the machine with my feet better. It's either grip socks or barefoot. And then two, like sometimes when you're putting your feet under the straps and in the bungee and stuff like that, I don't know if that shit is clean, because it's all up to the person before you who wiped down the machine. And I don't know who wiped down the machine before I sat on it, so sometimes I want my feet protected. And also there's been times where like my toenail has kind of like caught the edge of something and that hurts really bad. But yeah, just bring a water bottle, and then they have lockers there. I don't really use the lockers. I just put like my tiny little bag and stuff in the pit of the machine. But yeah, definitely get there early. Stretch on the machine before. There's no like cued stretching though, so like I'll just, you know, kind of hit like whatever poses I think I need to do that day. And then yeah, get there 10 minutes early, 50 minutes of class, and then you leave, and that's pretty much it. But overall, I would say it's kind of nice to just be able to show up to class, turn off your brain, and do what someone else is telling you to do for 50 minutes instead of going to the gym and having to wait on a machine and then know your workout and like coach yourself through it and take breaks and stuff like that. Solidcore is just a lot more efficient for me now that I have a full-time job. It's just way easier, and yeah, I really like it. So that's pretty much the end of today's video. If you have any questions, always feel free to comment them down below. And I wish this video was sponsored. I wish I had an affiliate link, but I do not. So if you want to pay that kind of money for that kind of workout, then I would recommend it personally. But that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.